Now, a mother who was told that her son may not survive after he'd had a stroke at just 12 minutes old is backing calls for a childhood stroke registry in order to improve treatment.
Although most strokes occur in older people, it also affects around 400 children a year in the UK. Now campaigners want a database with details of all children who've had a stroke, as our Midlands correspondent Dr Shakti reports.
Well done.
6-year-old Austin loves exploring around the house and helping with jobs.
Excuse me.
Or at least...
It's not a walking stick.
...thinking that he's helping. But just minutes after Austin was born, it was he who desperately needed the help.
But once he was born, sort of everything seemed okay initially. And then at 12 minutes old, he sort of started going blue, as it were. His lips were going blue, so we noticed something was wrong, and he'd stopped breathing. At that point, everything just went into panic mode.
A doctor told Rachel that her newborn baby was having a stroke.
She just said to me, "He's very, very poorly. We don't know if he'll make it." So, yeah, at that stage, you don't know what to think. You're numb, I think, really.
Austin survived.
Come on then, mister. Look up. Look up.
But the stroke has affected his ability to walk, talk and learn. Through occupational therapy, he's made huge progress. But there are still daily challenges.
Wow. When we were told in that first hospital by the consultant, they said, we can't tell you if he'll be able to walk or talk. And what he is doing and achieving is quite remarkable.
Austin isn't alone. Dr Shakti Agrawal works at Birmingham Children's Hospital and is an expert in childhood strokes.
Most commonly, when we say stroke, we are talking about what's called arterial ischemic stroke, which means the blood supply to the brain is hampered because of one reason or another. Because child's brain is a developing brain. So if you affect a developing brain structure and function, then it is going to have long-lasting consequences.
Although most strokes affect older people, around 400 children a year are diagnosed with a stroke in the UK. Newborn babies can be affected by them, and even babies in the womb can have a stroke. But the research and data for childhood strokes is far behind that for adults. That's why the charity Stroke Association is calling for a childhood stroke registry. It would be a central online database that logs important details about strokes in children, similar to an adult version which already exists, providing data that could help with treatment.
We'd be able to drive up standards of care and support for children and families affected by stroke, and ensuring those minimum standards are met and even raising those even higher.
How important is it that a registry is developed?
Oh, it would be the biggest thing that could happen. I can't support it enough, to be honest. It is absolutely required, crucial.
Canada has had a childhood stroke registry for nearly 30 years. A consultant at a leading children's hospital there says it's made a huge difference and is encouraging the UK to create one too.
Just by having that registry and having the increased awareness, having the increased provision of services for these children will monumentally change their outcomes over time.
Stroke Association says a lack of funding is one of the key reasons why a registry isn't in place. The Department of Health and Social Care says it welcomes funding applications for research into childhood strokes. But Rachel says it needs to be a priority.
In order for us to build these building blocks of research and move forward and help them, and hopefully help fewer children, suffer in the future with stroke, it's such a basic thing we need. It's crucial. Ready, one boot. Good job.
Navtej Johal, BBC News.